book in mind, ran this spot to introduce the Macintosh to the
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests of a contradictory thoughts. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Now, it's amazing the spot even ran after the Apple board saw it and unanimously told Steve Jobs they hated it.
The board then instructed Steve to run an old Apple II commercial or some other commercial the company had. Just don't show that abominable 1984 commercial. Unfortunately, there was no other commercial that would have made sense for Apple to run at that time, so we were forced to run the 1984 commercial one time during the Super Bowl.
Well, let's say it's a good thing it ran. Viewers now truly thought of Apple and the Macintosh as nonconformist and revolutionary. And although Apple paid for it to run only once, they got their mileage out of it.
Suddenly, it became something that all of America needed to be paying attention to. We showed up on the cover of Time, Newsweek, Business Week, Fortune, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times. It lifted the perception of Apple as an innovator. It opened the door for thousands and thousands of Macintoshes to be sold.
Now, it's certainly in hindsight, but it can be argued that without this spot running, Apple could have met its early demise. The Apple II was clearly running out of gas. Funny story, at the board meeting after the Super Bowl, Mike Murray, who was just on, told us the board gave Steve Jobs a standing ovation for sticking to his guns and running the spot. And for more on this, you can check out my blog at sportsbiz.cnbc.com. We have the interview there as well as the spot and some other things.
So they said, okay, you were right, we were wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Steve Wozniak was going to run the ad. He said, I'll pay for it with my own money.
Fascinating stuff. And it's rare. I mean, people sort of sometimes dismiss advertising as selling gimmicks, but in this case,
this worked.
This gave you the sense that we didn't know what this company could come up with.
Right. And exactly. And, you know, you go to the other Super Bowl commercials and you think of the 1979 Mean Joe Green Coke ad. Coke stopped running that ad shortly after the Super Bowl because the marketing people said it didn't help sell Coke. So there's a difference between what's good and what makes sense from a business standpoint. This was good and made sense.
And talk about how they wanted to win an award for the Cannes Ad Festival.
So they ran it in Idaho Falls a month earlier. So I guess the 25th anniversary was like December 13th at 1 a.m. And of course they won that award. But so it didn't only run once. It actually ran twice. No one saw it the first time.
It's a great piece, Darren. Thanks, Darren Ravel. When we come back, we got weekly jobless claims this morning, housing starts, that breaking news after the break, and then House Majority Leader Congressman Steny Hoyer will face off with House Majority Leader Dick Armey here, sitting on set with us as we continue after a break. Don't go away.